Green light, they're away.
And they're all in their positions, ready to go. There's the light up.
In true Mildura style.
The green light's on. It was a beautiful start.
He's trying to get across.
Hello, welcome to Burning Questions, a very special episode of Burning Questions. We're going to look at racing in Victoria and Queensland, at least this week and next week. And to help us do that is the voice of Queensland harness racing. I'm going to borrow a line that he used on Saturday night. He's in his big chair in the Oval Office, his own Oval Office. Chris Barsby, welcome to the show. I thought that was very, very clever from you.
Yeah, Tim, appreciate the time and appreciate the opportunity to be on. He's something to behold and looking forward to tomorrow night, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's welcome in our other guests. Tayla French is looking she's got a thick jacket on like me. I'm in Ballarat, Tayla. You're in sunny Queensland. What's going on? Is it a little fresh outside for you? Sorry.
No, it's definitely sunny, but we were lucky we got the apartment that doesn't get any sun, so it's a bit chilly out on the balcony.
You're probably enjoying your time on your own. When does the great man Albie turn up?
Monday next week, so yeah, it'll be good then.
Okay, good stuff. And Andy Gath joins us, gave his best impression of Eminem. Andy, maybe just throw that hood on again for us because you were looking a treat. How's the weather up there?
So better than where you are, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was at the track last night with one of your colleagues. We were very cold, but we stay warm with a couple of quiet beers. So great. Thanks for joining us, guys. Really appreciate it. We're going to look at racing at Melton on Saturday night. Of course, the first of the card goes there at 5:19 p.m. We're going to look at some of the Interdominion series as a whole, both in the trotters and the pacers at Albion Park. The first sponsor is APG. Their national mix sale is back again and coming to you twice in 2025, with the online auctions taking place in May and August and featuring weanlings, yearlings, stallions and broodmares. These two sales really do have a horse for everyone. Find all the details at apgold.com.au. We're looking at Melton for the first couple. Yambukian got half a win last week, so can he keep the picket fence going while the Masters at the creek? Andy, I thought I was quite happy with that rhyming work there. We might start with you. Yambukian, he's outside back row this time at Melton in the Novelliar Stud free-for-all. Had a look at the market just before on radio. I think he's around the 240 favourite. How do you see his winning chances? Can he stretch that little picket fence to 4 in a row?
Yeah, obviously this preparation, he's racing extra well in the toughest competition each time he steps out. He's the type of horse that can sort of overcome bad draws. He can sort of make his own luck, but we all know outside the back row draw over the short at Melton's never easy. It's pretty tough. So he's racing well. The thing in his favour, a lot of his competition's drawn poorly as well. So obviously he's a winning chance. I think getting to 240 is probably a little bit too short now for him. I think he opened up a little bit bigger. So must have been the driver throwing on early. That sort of shortened him up. But obviously he's a horse that, as we know, he's really strong and he's really fast as well. I know he doesn't seem fast, but he can run a really fast quarter as well. So he doesn't sort of have to be up on speed. He can sort of march home pretty quick as well, depending on the tempo. But, he's probably the one to beat, but I wouldn't take any shorter than 240.
Geordie will be instructed to get him up on speed as quick as he can?
Well, obviously, yeah. Generally, as a rule, the second quarter is when you've got to make your move in those short races. So, he'll be trucking pretty early in the race, I'd say.
Okay, we'll go to you, Chris. Don't expect you to be absolutely right across the form here in Victoria, but you certainly know plenty about these sort of free-for-all customers. Yambukian outside back row, he's at 240. Can't find a better man at 380. 480, he's from Heaven. Kiang Tokyo at 5. And the one that I think is going to go around at big odds here, and I'm surprised at the price, 888, the 10 at $9 an each-way quote.
It certainly looks a tall order for Yambukian, given the barrier draw set up over the sprint trip, like Andy said. It's never an easy task, whether it's Melton or Albion Park. So when horses draw the outside of the second row over the sprint trip, they need a lot in their favour. Yes, he's in winning form. Confidence is high. Things are going well. But 240, that seems like rock bottom odds. I like the value about 888. As you said, $9 currently. His past 2 runs have been terrific. And if there is a genuine tempo, he'll find the line.
Yeah, well, we're seeing it similar. I'm actually surprised he's at $9. He was on harness.org.au. If you're looking there, like Craig Rails rated him a 350 chance. I thought it was somewhere in that range, $3.50, $4, $4.50. We'll go to you here, Tayla. Just a thought on the free-for-all. It's a good little race. there's certainly been better free-for-alls at Melton before, but this is a good little competitive one.
Yeah, definitely. Probably can't top the other two opinions here, but Yambukian is in an absolute purple patch of form. I don't know what's happened since it's come back from Adelaide, where it couldn't itch itself, but it's jumping out of the ground now, and Geordie seems to have a great connection with him. So I don't think the trip or the draw is going to be too concerning for him here, but his main danger is definitely probably Triple Eight. His last two runs have been absolutely enormous, and he's only got one barrier better than Yambukian here, so it's just going to be the right race move at the right time, I guess, that's going to win the race.
Andy, just quickly before we move to question 2, in your mind, who's the biggest danger? I mean, are you surprised, for instance, with the price of Triple Eight, given his last couple?
Well, I think it might have been last start or the previous start before Triple Eight was unlucky not to beat Yambukian. And I think, he probably went off there for a little bit, but I think he's back in his, true form, and he's always a dangerous horse, Triple Eight, especially in these free-for-all classes. He's completely overs. Yeah.
Let's see if he starts at $9. We might get the burning questions drift. You might get out to $15. Let's see how the punters react to our comments on Triple Eight. Pride's Easy Feed stand as a proud supporter of the harness racing industry with their set recipes and quality ingredients to give the trainer confidence in what they're feeding. So make the switch to Pride's and start getting the result you've been chasing. Andy's got a couple with some tricks. So can one of them win race 6? Andy's got Alrighty in barrier 2 for Jordan Leadham, and also Miss Yo barrier 7 for Chris Alford. I'll hold you to last, Andy. I'll go to you here, Chris. It's an interesting race. I think Thunderstruck's come up as favourite at 220, which I thought was on the flip side to Triple Eight. I mean, Craig's marked him a $7 chance here. I thought he was a $5 shot, so maybe a touch short, but really they can just about all win race 6, I think.
Yeah, certainly looks an open race. There's no doubt about it. And he's got the 2 runners. I'll be interested in his thoughts very shortly here, because Miss Yo, she just got it all wrong there last time out, just refused to score up, basically, and then took no competitive part. She's been back to the trials. Alrighty's probably the omen bet here. Raced by the Heelys. It's Inter-Dominion time. It's trotting championship time. I think that sort of marries up well here. Winning form, won 2 of its last 4. Its overall record's good. Comes up with a good draw. Geordie probably had the choice here, so I think there might be a lead. So I think Alrighty might be the way to go in race 6.
Okay, Alrighty for Chris Barsby. We'll go to Tayla French, who looks like she was swiping some messages away, or maybe having a bet while we're here. I don't know what you're doing, Taylor, but can you find us the winner, race 6 on the card at Melton, second leg of the main quaddie, 8:07 p.m.
Yeah, I'm with Alrighty here as well. I'm with Chris. I think Geordie might have had the choice out of these 2 drives, and he's elected to drive the 2 here. And it's in really good form at the moment. It's probably not too much of a step up to what it won last start. It's got, obviously, there's a few other handy ones in it. Sebastian's Boy that, he's hit and miss when he puts his right foot forward. He's a good horse, but he's, pretty optimistic as to what behaviour he chooses to do. So, I'm with Alrighty.
Okay. Alrighty for Chris, alrighty for Taylor. We'll go to Andy. Andy, writing this question, obviously had to make it rhyme. I wasn't sure if Alrighty actually had any tricks, but I'm sure Miss Yo does. So, give us an opinion on both your runners, please.
Yeah, obviously, Alrighty, this is what suits him. Short course race, good barrier draw. I think he's won most of his races over the short distance. Admittedly, he's only a 3-year-old, hasn't had a lot of starts and taken on older, very seasoned horses. So, for him to be winning hope, he's going to have to find the pegs, which I think he will. He does leave the gate pretty good. So, and he's just sort of the type of horse that can sort of run, got really high cruising speed. I think in time he's going to be quite a nice horse. He will really develop. He's like most Sky Valley's pretty sort of lean in the body at the moment, but he's sort of, can cover the ground pretty good. So I think if he leads, he's going to be pretty hard to beat. Miss Yo, obviously, that's one of her tricks. Her best trick at home is not getting on the track to work her. And even when we trialled her the other day, I had trouble getting on the track. So, she's got a fair share of ability. She works like a really high-class horse at home. So if, Papa can get her away, I think, she'll be right in the race. She has got a fair amount of ability and has got a winning hope as well. Admittedly, the bad draw. But if you are backing her, I'd probably wait until the score up to see where she is before I'd have a bet.
Yeah, a bit like Imperial Command, maybe, Andy, last Friday. Hey, just back on Alrighty quickly. I didn't think was a certainty that you'd get the pegs. Thunderstruck can get out well. I thought they might take a sit. Happy to take a sit on you, but I guess this field looks, certainly winnable given the way he went last week. But I reckon from memory, you didn't have a horse the ability of Thunderstruck probably on your back. He looks a bit of a danger.
Oh, there's no doubt. He was, he was a really good 3-year-old last season, and probably just sort of got lost a little bit of form. But I think he's shown that he's sort of back in form, and he's a year older than us, so he's more seasoned. And he does leave the gate okay too. But I think Geordie will come out pretty hard because we're probably happy to put all our eggs in one basket, and that's fine. The pegs, so if it's out of cost, so be it. But again, that's where he runs his best races.
If he got to the pegs, though, Andy, we know El Rosamo Barrier 5 almost always comes looking. Would if you had the option of holding him out, would you like to, or do you, how do you see El Rosamo? Is he going to be a bit of a fly in the ointment?
He probably pretty hard already. Even if you wanted to hand up, I don't think he'd be able to be honest.
Okay. Interesting. Looking forward to that one. I'm going to go with Thunderstruck. Way too short at the price, but I don't think we'll start $2.20 or whatever it is now. I think it'll start $3 or $4. So I'll have a small win bet. Thunderstruck in a good little race. That's race 6 on the card. Let's move across to Albion Park on Saturday night. Logical Staffing Solutions provide labour hire and recruitment services to the transport, warehousing, automotive and manufacturing industries. A logical solution for your staffing needs. Who is the trotter to beat after each has had an opening round heat? I'll get the market up here of the Inter-Dominion Trotters all in for the grand final, thanks to Sportsbet. RC Phoenix at 260, Bet and Win at 260, 450 Oscar Bonavina, Gus at 650, Not As Promised 13, London to a Brick 21, Golden Sunset 34. There he is, Parisian Artiste 34. That seems big odds for Parisian Artiste. I will start with you here, Chris. These horses, this form, this series, as well as anyone. Who's the horse to beat in the Trotters?
Well, I think if you're going one out, you would nominate RC Phoenix as the horse to beat. But in saying that, it's far from clear cut, and that was obvious last Saturday night. So we had Bet and Win dominate his first heat. He was the odds-on favourite. He was able to lead all the way. There was some that wanted to doubt his gate speed. He proved that wrong. Now there's talk this week that he can't run a trip. He's a 2-mile road cup winner. So I'm not sure what the knock on Bet and Win is. He's going to be right in the thick of the action. There's no doubt about it. But you can make good cases for many others here. So away from RC Phoenix, you're looking at Bet and Win. London to a Brick basically has to win tomorrow night to guarantee himself a spot in the final. Not As Promised was super last week. Gus is in really good form. Golden Sunset, there was no fluke about her performance last week. She got a perfect drive. And then we've got Oscar Bonavina. So what do we make about Oscar Bonavina last week? For those that backed him, and I'll put my hand up, it was a horror watch. What do we expect tomorrow night from Barrier 1? Everyone tells me this is not the right draw for him. Parisian Artiste maybe rolls forward. Constantinople likely to roll forward. So I think the Trotters, in comparison to the Pacers, is very much game on, and it's very open.
Yeah, it is. This is a bit of a question without notice, Chris, but if I gave you $100 for the all-in market, what would you do with it? Would you look to the roughies, or would you try and have a $100 win bet on one of the fancies?
I'd stick to the fancies. I'll split that 100. I'll have 50 on RC Phoenix and 50 on Bet and Win. I'll stick with the strength.
And take a little profit, take it to the bank. Yeah. I like it. I like it. Andy, I'll go to you here. Really interesting opening round of heats. I was with RC Phoenix a couple of months ago. Then he came out and won in great style at Melton on the back of a really good trial. I think he beat Call Me the Breeze in a trial, and he did it really well. And I thought his run in the heats last Saturday night was outstanding. So RC Phoenix for me. How do you see it?
Yeah, obviously he was super first up at Albion Park last Saturday. Stuck wide in really fast sectionals, and savage the line last 100 metres. Bet and Win's a quality horse. Admittedly, he's won most of his races sort of on pegs and in front, but he's got that real good gate speed, and he might keep drawing good. So can't dismiss him. But I thought the run of the heats was Gus. To my mind, I just thought he's unbelievable to get so close as he did. We know he can do things wrong, but for sheer ability, I think he's pound for pound as good as anything going around. So if you give me that $100 for the all-in market, I'll be having it on Gus at $650.
Okay, straight out on the nostril. at 650. Good stuff, Andy. If it did happen to win, you'd flick me back the 100, would you, or not?
What do you mean happen if it wins? Well, win, won't it?
When it wins, will you give me 100 back? That'd be
I don't know.
nice.
Do I get my 100 back if it gallops away?
Yeah, don't know. We'll come back to you with the terms and conditions of Tim O'Connor bet. We'll move across to Tayla French here. Taylor, maybe a two-pronged question for you. Who's the horse to beat? And if it's not your horse, Parisian Artiste, tell us who is. But maybe just a word on Parisian Artiste. I thought he was super first up there in the heats. You must have been wrapped with him.
Yeah, he was great. We didn't actually expect him to go that good. He missed a fast work in the lead up between runs and the free-for-all being cancelled at Melton in between. So, no, he was probably a bit underdone, a bit fresh, and I think he showed that because he was really keen on the gate, wanted to run the gate, which is a little bit out of character for him, but it was a good sign too. So, no, all in all, he was super, hit the line really well. Obviously, a horse that went better than him was Gus. It was 4 wide the last 500 metres and, yeah, managed to go past him. But, no, really happy with our guy, and hopefully, yeah, he keeps finding in the next fortnight and, yeah, gets better with the next 2 weeks of racing.
Of the big guns, those in the market, who are you thinking is the top seed? Is it RC Phoenix, the horse you know so much about, or the New Zealander Bet and Win, or is it Gus? As you said, he was outstanding on Saturday night.
I'm going to still stick with RC Phoenix, just what he's done recently and in his trip to New Zealand. Yeah, he's a really matured, well-seasoned horse now compared to what he was last season and the season before. But I think it really comes down to the draws. The draws are crucial here because it is quite it's a bit of a strange, could be a bit of a strange final field. Anything could happen. So for the first round of heats, we plan to roll forward a little bit and all the bolters come out under us. And, yeah, there was a bit of mayhem going into the first bend, which was unexpected. So anything can happen. Everyone's in it for themselves, I guess. And, yeah, there might be a bit of speed on in the final. Well, there will be a bit of speed on. But, yeah, I'd love to see RC Phoenix with a draw because it can run the gate and it can do it tough and it can keep going.
Yeah. Just quickly on Saturday night, Taylor, barrier 4, Parisian Artiste, what's the plans? Do you think you can win? How do you see the race panning out?
He definitely benefits over the longer trip than he does the shorter. So, yeah, ideally we'll roll forward. Hopefully can bury Oscar back on the pegs a little bit. And, yeah, hopefully Parisian Artiste can get that one up on him. But, yeah, I'd like to say we'd find the front. But it's been a while between drinks for him since he has found the front. When he does find the front, he's pretty hard to run down. But, yeah, it'd be nice if we got there.
Good stuff. Great stuff. Let's move on to the fourth and final question. It's barrier 8 again for the champ, but this time, are we still in Larry's camp? I had that race up in front of me. There it is, race 4, heat 5 of the Interdominion Pacing Championship. Leap to Fame inside back row, one of the key dangers in this race and also in the series. Don Hugo drawn the pole. Chris, I'll come to you here again. I think even Andy might have said to me on the phone or somewhere on the radio that it's Grant Dixon shakes his head about how many times this horse draws sort of sticky gates for him inside back rows or barrier 1 when he's going to get crossed. I think we can get $1.50, $1.60 this time. Is that a good bet for Leap to Fame?
Oh, it's an incredibly good bet here, Tim. The last time he got beaten at Albion Park was November 2023, and he had barrier 8 on that occasion. He had barrier 8 last week. He made light work of that draw, got off, got around, found the front, and just runs away and wins as he likes. I think the grand final may have come a week early here on Saturday night because you've got Don Hugo, defending champ, up against the series favourite, Leap to Fame, and then you throw in Catch a Wave. So collectively, between these 3 horses, they've got just under $10 million in the bank. So this is going to be fascinating, and respective connections are talking tough. Luke said he's going to lead. Grant said he's getting straight off again. Andy reckons he's going back, rinse and repeat of last week, hopefully, where he recorded blazing sectionals. So I think it's going to be very interesting, but we're getting up in trip, and that's right in the wheelhouse now of Leap to Fame. So for mine, he could start off the 13th row and still handle these horses. No disrespect, Andy, but he is just in the zone.
Yeah, great point on the distance, Chris. You probably haven't got the stats there, but I feel like the only time he's ever been beaten is when maybe over a sprint or a middle trip, or he's been out pinged. I mean, he just eats the distance, doesn't he? I'd be staggered if he got beat.
Yeah, well, the last time he got beaten at Albion Park over this distance was in that famous race, the Blacks of Fate, where he ended up with that wheel issue, and coming out on top was Swayze. So his defeats at Albion Park are few and far between. So, he's just the best horse in the world. I'll stand by that. I think most would stand by that. Try and name a better one than him right now. It's impossible. So the extra distance, and keeping in mind, too, the grand final next week's 3,157 metres. So that's just tailor-made for him.
Are you a short price punter, Chris? Is that the sort of bet you would take?
I'm not normally, Tim, but I think that's tremendous value. So I think you're right. I think $1.60 was being shopped earlier in the week. So that's really good value for a horse that's in such dynamic form.
And do you think he starts much shorter than that, as they score up? Or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I probably will say that he's got this huge following. And once punters work out that he's racing and that he's engaged to race, they get around him. And we've seen it time and time again, just in the last 12 months, where he's got this massive following, not only here in Queensland, but across the country now. Punters want to back the good horses, and he's the number one horse in the country. People like to bet on him. And it's even interesting when you see him race at Albion Park. You'll get this influx of people that'll turn up. They'll get right down to the fence. They'll get as close as possible to him. And as soon as he goes out, does his business, and he's out of sight back in the stables, those people just disappear. And that'll probably happen again on Saturday night. So he's got this huge following. So I think he will start a little bit shorter than that quote right now.
Yeah, okay. Good point. Well, maybe those people that do get down to the fence, Chris, could maybe go back into the stables. Andy Gath would treat them to a little tour of his horses, including his champ, Catch a Wave. Andy, firstly on your horse, let's just start with Catch a Wave. He got me at Melton on Saturday night prior again, but he was absolutely outstanding, I thought, in the first round of the heats. You would have been wrapped.
Yeah, there's he had tempo against him and coming wide too, so he did have it to line, and it was a brutal last half that not many horses can break 53 home. So yeah, no, it was a terrific run, and it's no easier this week. We're taking on two absolute superstars in Don Hugo and Leap to Fame, and yeah, we're drawn awkwardly. So obviously if we can sort of finish in the top 4 or 5 and qualify, we'll be more than happy.
And just onto the battle, well, I guess the question around Leap to Fame, like, if your horse wasn't in this race and your position in the race was occupied by another horse, do you think he's a good bet, Leap to Fame? Like, is he just going to win this race, or are you concerned or think Don Hugo's going to give him a real shake, or one of the other runners in the event?
No, I agree with Chris. I just think he'll get the job done. Every time I watch him, he does most times, and it was refreshing to see him get beat during track work during the weeks. But I'm not sure Grant pushed him that hard, but he did come out in the second heat. So so it just gives him a defeat every now and then. I think this just sharpen him up. But no, he's as good a horse we've ever seen. You think he's tired, and he just finds another gear, and he just keeps soldiering on, and he just leads up this distance. Luke's horse is a great horse. Don Hugo, we know how good it is. He's Miracle Mile winner, Inter-Dominion winner, defending champion. But yeah, Leap to Fame's just better in my mind. And yeah, I think $1.60 is pretty good value, and he's probably sure to win the final, I'd say.
Well, he is. Oh, yeah. He is. No, he is for sure. I think $1.20 or something. I think I saw $1.15.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Before you see $1.60 again.
Well, that goes to the point. There might be some big bets. You quite often say there might be some big $10,000, $20,000 bets. Because you actually can back him, Chris. Like, he's backable this time because he hasn't been backable for a while, from memory.
Yeah, that's for sure. And the other key point out of this race, so if he comes out and dominates this race on Saturday night, where he's got to go up against Don Hugo and Catch a Wave, what does this mean for the final? Because as you said, he's about $1.20 or $1.15. We're looking at the shortest price favourite in Inter-Dominion history if he wins on Saturday night, because I don't know how much shorter he can be. Does he start at $1.08, $1.04? I'm not sure, but it's tremendous value this Saturday night, given what's coming up the following week, where he's even shorter to win the grand final. Yeah,
and I mean, you would think just by the way, if you're looking at sort of random odds, he's gone 8-8. Surely he's going to draw something nice, isn't he? Yeah, he's just going to.
He's got to get a front row draw somewhere along the series. He can't keep drawing the second row, in particular the inside of the second row. So surely a front row draw is coming up on Sunday.
Yeah.
Just one question to you, Chris. Sorry. Any chance Don Hugo could get crossed? Like a road was pretty quick last week, I thought, or
Yeah, I think Eroda definitely goes forward, but I think Don Hugo's sharp enough from the inside to lead. And keeping in mind too, I think this is going to be a great tactical battle between two master tacticians here. Luke McCarthy states Albion Park is still his favourite track. Grant Dixon knows Albion Park better than anyone. So two masterminds at work here from interesting draws, but I'm certain Don Hugo leads, but I'm expecting Eroda definitely to push forward at the start.
Yeah, one more. I'm going to you, Taylor, in a second. One more, Andy. This is, if you don't know the answer, can you go and find it? Who beat Leap to Fame in track work, just quietly?
Oh, I don't think it's I should be saying.
Not one of your horses?
No, it wasn't. But yeah, they did work 2 heats. When they totally did win in the second heat. But yeah, I was just watching from a distance, just curious.
When you are on and you've placed your bet, could you let us know then?
Yeah, I'll show you the ticket after the race.
Good stuff. We'll try and get that information at some point. Taylor, we'll go to you here. Leap to Fame inside back row. Does he just win, or are you seeing some vulnerability here on Saturday night?
No, I think it definitely just wins. Yeah, there's no doubt whatsoever of Grant getting off the fence early. He just does it so naturally. I don't know, like a couple of times you think he's going to get blocked in and so forth, and he just ends up getting off so easily. So, yeah, I think the rest of the field could start now and he'd still beat him home. Just watching him at the top of the straight last week and just, yeah, it's quite scary actually how much go he's got and just does it so easily. So I don't really see anything beating him now or next week.
Yeah. No, I think we're all in that camp.
The big question, Tim, is Andy Gath. Can he qualify? He brought up 3 paces for this series. He's a chance of qualifying 2. So Catchaway got really good points there last week. Tango Tara picked up a bonus point. So he's right on the cusp. Qualify 2 paces for the grand final next week. That's the challenge.
Andy?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, I think Tango Tara draw, probably helps him being on the fence. And, he savaged the line last week and he's going career best form. And, he's got the week off the heats, obviously. So it's all dependent on what the other horses do. But looking at the field, you think the horses that have already got points ahead of him are going to get points again. So it's the ones that behind him that have to leapfrog them, both of them.
And your top seed's not even in Queensland. I mean, he's going around at Melton.
No, that's it. Left hand back home.
Racing's funny though, isn't it, Andy? We spoke the day after Catchaway's first up run. You were at Cranbourne, I think, getting ready for a race. And I must admit, you're pretty downcast about the whole series. I mean, you weren't even going to go, were you? No. Things have changed quickly.
Chris got a text message off me and I wasn't coming. I was staying. Then I walked outside and saw how cold it was. So I loaded up and headed up north.
Yeah, that's right.
Twice this year, Tim. Twice he's been to Queensland in a matter of months. So we've been very fortunate this year. So I'm still trying to work out why he didn't compete in that marathon like Kate did last week. Maybe he was busy like me, mate. It might have had radio commitments. I was going to do it, but the radio commitments came up and I just couldn't get out there.
I done more miles than Kate. I was at the 30-kilometre mark, handle waters, had to go everywhere and handle water all the time.
It's funny how that spot where you stood was just out the front of one of those sports bars. You must have been in and out just watching Kate. But you weren't even going to stay, Andy. You were going to, even if you were going, you were going to come back and help out Geordie. But, yeah, you've left them to their own devices.
They put the weather on for me.
Yeah. Sharps Bakery Best Bets segment. Chris, what was your record when you were last on? How did you go? Did you find a winner?
I'm not sure. It'd be a while since I was last on. It might have been around Oaks time, Derby time last year. RDB Mickey was able to win a heat. So go early tomorrow night. Race 1, number 1, Meg's Boy. I think it's very backable at the moment. I know a couple of the big players have launched in already, but still quite juicy odds. This is a very progressive horse. So race 1, number 1, Meg's Boy.
Okay, what price roughly now? We got markets, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I reckon it's about $2.50. I think they offered just over $4 earlier in the week, so I think about $2.50. Still backable. Horse on the up. And
you're already on, Chris, obviously.
Correct.
Good stuff. We can we put the tip out. Unlike Andy, he keeps it all for himself with that Leap to Fame stable, mate. We'll go to you, Tayla French here. First of all, Sharps Bakery. Have you been and tried the vanilla slice there? You would have, wouldn't you?
No, I haven't.
Okay, we'll have to get that sorted next March for that meeting at Birdship. Best bet. What are you going to do? You're going to go with put the pressure on you and go with Prison Artiste?
No, not quite. Gonna go back to Melton on Saturday night. The free-for-all mares trot. The Lees have a 3-prong attack in it, and I don't think Jillaby Ballerini can get beat. It's been pretty good this time in 4 straight.
Rinse and repeat for me. Jillaby Ballerini for me should be winning. Outstanding horse in outstanding form. And I've got question marks over the 2 other key chances, Aldebaran Vera, Virginia Clowers. So we're going together here, Taylor. Just quickly before I go to Andy, I'm told the Armour Guard truck still hasn't left after that big collect from everyone involved with Manhattan Chick.
Yeah, I don't know where it is actually. But the bookie up here on track Saturday night wasn't too happy.
Hopefully he laid off a little bit. Andy, best bet?
Yeah, well, my best bet can't win, but I think it can run a place. And it's one of my own Hector. I think from the barrier draw, 3rd up. He loves races over distance. So, yeah, I think he can run 2nd or 3rd, but I doubt he can beat the favourite. But you'll see, a lot better performance from him from the good draw.
Okay, interesting. I don't reckon you've had a best bet as a place bet before, have you?
Probably not. I generally just tip winners, as you know, but I thought I'd just change it up.
That's good. And you were obviously, you sort of brought him up to the series a touch underdone. That's fair to say, isn't it? So he's right in the zone now, or he's getting there?
Yeah, no, he's getting there. He'll stay up here. He's owned up here, so he won't head back home. So he gets to, spend the whole winter up here, which I'll be jealous of.
Good stuff. Great work. Hey, Chris, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Can I lock you in for next Friday as well?
Should be okay. But, looking forward to tomorrow night. I think it's a massive night in front of us tomorrow night, and that augurs well for next Saturday night. Grand finals night next Saturday night, and there's a lot at stake. So really looking forward to it.
Good on you. Taylor, go well Saturday and the week after in the final, hopefully.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, Andy.
Thank you.
That's been Burning Questions, July 11. Catch me for all the coverage of Melton on Saturday night. I'll be back next Friday with another edition of Burning Questions.
Green light, they're away.
And they're all in their positions, ready to go. There's the light up.
In true Mildura stock.
The green light's on. It was a beautiful start of...
He's trying to get across.